Good morning, everyone. Today I would like to share with everyone what is the eighth suffering. The eighth suffering, the first four of the suffering, we are very familiar with them. The first suffering starts from the birth, aging, sickness, death. These four types of suffering was with us on the moment we have the birth from our mother. And by the times, years we grow up, every single day passed, our life duration decreased in this turn of life. In this duration of the life, some people have a very long life. They live up to 100 years old. Some people, they were just could be very short, maybe for a couple days or a couple months. During the mother's pregnancy, the baby already passed away. So this birth, aging, sickness, and the death is with us all the time. It's not only in this turn of life, also from previous life until future life. So the first four suffering, we are very familiar. And the rest of the four also with us on a single day basis. And we never aware of that. This rest of the four suffering are, when we love someone, the suffering from we have to be apart from our loved ones. And the suffering we have to be together with the ones we hate. And the suffering we are not able to fulfill from our desires. The suffering from the five components, five elements compose our body. All the suffering with our own body. So in conclude, these are 8 types of the suffering. In Buddhist terminology, we say 8 suffering. It sounds very simple, but actually we are being influenced by these 8 types of suffering on our daily basis. So we need to actually knowing them, acknowledge them, and we are able to be aware of this 8 types of suffering is always with us. We already know the first 4 major suffering: birth, aging, sickness, and death. The rest of the 4 is more related to our feeling, our sensation, our personal attachment to those surrounding us. The 5th one, we already say, is the suffering from being apart from our loved ones. We always know we enjoy the moment of the time with our loved ones. This suffering of a feeling arises when we need to apart from our loved ones. At the other way around, we will be much more joyful if we could be apart with those people we do not like. So the 6th suffering is we have to be with those ones we do not like. This also brings us a suffering. On the 7th suffering, simple to realize that those items, objective, or whatever around us, we really have a strong desire, we want to attain it, we want to have it. But if we couldn't get it, and we will have extreme feeling of suffering. For instance, we really want to have a new computer, but unfortunately, we do not have enough money to buy one. So this kind of unsatisfied feeling also is one type of the suffering. A suffering from we cannot obtain those we desire. And on the final suffering is actually our 5 components of this body. In Buddhist philosophy, we say this is our component of a body by 5 elements. these 5 elements are the tangibles, the earth, water, fire, air, emptiness. These 5 elements, if we use the biology way to explain that, the tangible parts is like our bone, our muscle, and the liquid actually explained as anything is a fluid move within our body, like a blood or any liquid, saliva, tears. That's considered liquid. Fire is easy to understand. Pretty much is just the body heat, the body temperature. When we die, our body temperature pretty much is gone. And empty means everything to compose together, they must have some space to interact together. So there's 5 components of earth, water, fire, air, emptiness are the 5 components of our body. So this body is also one source of suffering. If we do not have this body, we will not have the suffering of being birth, suffering of being aging, suffering of being sick, suffering of death. So the root of this 8 suffering is these 5 components of body. So as I describe these 8 types of suffering, I'm sure you understand. If we can try to liberate our negative emotion or our attachment to our body, pretty much on the moment you decide to let yourself free, on that moment you're already free of the suffering. And this 8 suffering is not only exist in human realm, they are exist in the 6th realm of sentient being. Until we are able to liberate from the samsara, attain our Buddhahood, we will never able to free of these 8 type of suffering. How we are able to liberate from this 8 type of suffering, we need to practice the self-liberation path. I wish by my short explanation that can help you to examine your suffering. What's the source of suffering? Once you realize that, you can eliminate it. Thank you for joining me today. Hope next time I have you to join me again. Thank you.